Well, listeners, we know that you are very, very excited about the World is a Vampire festival that is hitting our shores in April. Of course, the Smashing Pumpkins, Jane's Addiction, Red Hook, Battlesnake are some of the bands that are involved with it. And of course, the mighty Amyl and the Sniffers as well. And we thought, hey, we want to know a little bit more about this festival. So let's actually get Bryce and Gus on the show from Amyl and the Sniffers. Welcome to the program, guys.
G'day, g'day.
Now, as I said, this is an absolutely amazing lineup that you guys are part of. Tell us a little bit about how you first thought when you heard the news that you were going to be part of the World is a Vampire festival.
Yeah, it was a bit of a wig out. Obviously, two pretty bloody massive bands, and wrestling, which would be pretty exciting. But yeah, I think we're all pretty keen, looking forward to it.
I think for a lot of us growing up, the Smashing Pumpkins were such a big influence on our lives. I can remember being at high school when Melancholy came out and having the Zero t-shirt and stuff like that. What did you go through that time as well for both of you? Like, are you big Smashing Pumpkins and Jane's Addiction fans as well?
Not so much Smashing Pumpkins, I think, but I remember in what would have been like 14 or something. I think Grand Theft Auto San Andreas came out, and it had that Jane's Addiction song, Being Caught Stealing on it.
Yep.
And then it was around when I heard that, I kind of had a little Jane's Addiction phase when I was younger.
Awesome. And for you, Gus?
To be honest, I don't really know either of them that well.
Okay. Have you been doing a little bit of research now that you're on the lineup or not?
I have. A lot of my friends are just like, think it's like crazy, and they're just like, whoa, this is insane. So they've just been like playing heaps of music and shit.
Awesome. So guys, tell us what you guys have got planned for the day. Like, Bryce, starting with you, what can we expect from Amyl and the Sniffers on the day?
Bit of fun, bit of rock and roll. Yeah, pretty keen to check out the wrestling too. I know Billy Corgan is like a promoter. That's his federation or something.
Yep.
Pretty keen to check that out.
Are you a wrestling fan, or is this going to be something completely new for you, Bryce?
I wouldn't say I'm a fan. I definitely played a lot of SmackDown versus Raw.
Yep.
On PlayStation 2, I think, when I was younger, as well as Grand Theft Auto. And like we went to Mexico recently and saw a bit of wrestling there too. It was pretty wild.
I've got to ask, I've actually been fascinated by that. What is the Mexican wrestling like? I've had a few friends who are wrestling fans go over to the States to check out the wrestling there and ended up in Mexico to check that out as well. What is the wrestling like in Mexico?
Yeah, it was pretty turbo, eh? It was pretty wild. I think we went on like a weeknight or something, and it was still like a pretty hectic atmosphere. I could only imagine it on like a Saturday with a full crowd of people. But yeah, it was chaos. They did things I didn't know were possible with the human body.
So, Gus, for you, tell us a little bit about what your plans are for the day as well. Are you hoping to get out and see some of the other bands and check out the wrestling as well, apart from your own set?
Oh, definitely. You got to get out and see what's cracking, you know. We'll have a couple of drinks, couple more drinks, and then, you know, I reckon it'll all get flowing. Definitely keen to see what everyone's got going on at the moment.
Yeah. Gus, is it getting harder now for you guys to put together a set list? Because you guys have got so many great songs out there that people love. Is it getting more difficult to put together a set list for the band these days?
No, I don't think so, because, you know, like, you know, the more time goes on, the more songs you get. You still want to play the old ones, the oldies and the goodies, but you also kind of want to integrate kind of the newest songs that you've had from the most recent album for everybody.
Yeah. Bryce, do you guys kind of go into a festival like this in a little bit of a different headspace? Because these festivals give you a great opportunity to play in front of people that perhaps don't know your band so well. Do you go into a show like this with a different headspace?
Yeah, I think so. Like, it's always a bit of a different kettle of fish when you're you're the opener for like the big arena kind of vibe.
Yep.
Yeah, it's always a different vibe, you know, where you play like a half length of a set you normally would for your own show. It might be daytime, there might be 100 people there might be 10 kind of thing. But I think mostly I like about it is that afterwards we get to just hang out and watch bands the rest of the night and clock off.
Do you have any, Bryce, of those awkward moments as well backstage where you run into another muso that you've kind of idolized but you're not sure how to speak to them?
Yeah, that happens a lot actually. It happened with Jimmy Barnes a couple of years ago when we played with Foo Fighters. He was just roaming around backstage. I was like, we were all like, holy shit, that's Jimmy Barnes. Declan had the kahunas to go into the box that he was in, just go, g'day.
So what do you do? Do you normally stand back and just look awkward, or do you eventually pluck up the courage to say hey as well?
A bit of both. Depends on social
Definitely
lubricants.
standing back being awkward. Don't lie, Bryce. Don't lie.
I have my off nights.
Yeah. So Gus, this is getting to be familiar territory for you guys playing festivals like this. Tell us a little bit about what the highlight has been so far for you guys when it's come to festivals. Has there been one festival that has really stood out to you guys that you've played at?
There's always there's a couple of bits and bobs. So somebody had a heart attack in the crowd once when we played a big festival. And that was also the show. That was the drunkest I've ever played on stage. That comes to mind. Other than that, getting to see other bands that you, I guess, normally wouldn't is kind of usually the highlights of those festivals. Like recently when we played Primavera last year, got to see the Gorillaz, which was real sick, and Tyler, the Creator. Kind of that's generally either the show or just kind of like the fucking mad big bands that you might not normally get to see. They're kind of the highlights. Yeah,
and I've got to ask the same question, Gus. What do you like backstage if you run into someone that you completely idolize?
It depends, like you've got to suss who's around them, what they're doing, if they've got to go somewhere, if they've got to be somewhere. If they're just kind of lurking, and I'll probably, like try and go say g'day or like try and get a flick or something. But sometimes you can't be interrupting people in their business if they got shit cracking.
Yeah. So Bryce, for you, what's been the festival highlight for you that you guys have played at the moment? And is there a festival out there that you guys would really love to go to one day?
Yeah, like Gus said, I think as well for me, Primavera was pretty cool. It's great to clock off and then see all the bands that you wouldn't ever get to see otherwise. And I don't know. I feel like we've done a lot of the festivals that I thought we would never do at all. That I thought I would never get to at all, to be honest. I don't know. I couldn't think of one that I'm really itching to get to.
Yep, awesome. So, Gus, tell us a little bit about what you guys have got planned for this year. Of course, the last couple of albums have come out and they've done so well. And now this festival has popped up as well. But what have you guys got planned for the rest of this year?
Currently, at the moment, we're in the very early stages of writing a new record. So we've got that popping for the immediate future, kind of after this tour. And then we've got, Bryce, correct me if I'm wrong or if there's anything more, we've got a Europe tour in like July, I think. And then we're going to America at some point after that. But in between, we're just writing, trying to get that popping off. And that's kind of what we got. Yeah, that's what we got cracking for the year at this stage.
You nailed it.
Got him.
So, Bryce, what has the last couple of years been like for you guys? Because, of course, I remember having you on the show when you were first starting out, and we had a great chat about what was going on and stuff like that. But have you had to pinch yourself over the last couple of years with everything that's happened, especially with the success that the albums have found and stuff like that? Like, it must almost be unbelievable for you.
Yeah, definitely. I think this project has gone far further than any of us had ever anticipated, to be honest. I mean, even the fact that this is me working right now. This is part of my job right now. I'm walking around the house in trackies and slides, and this is my job now. I always like every now and then stop and think like, holy shit, yeah, this is actually the greatest job in the world.
What about for you, Gus? How have you found that transition from like working a 9-to-5 job to doing this full time?
I mean, it is pretty wild because, like, once we went on our first overseas trip, we just never stopped, really. So it kind of, like, now, because we've been doing it for so long, and we've been on, like, countless tours overseas, it's kind of, like, second nature and really normal. But at the time, a few years ago, it was like, it was a stark contrast.
Awesome. Now, guys, I know we are running out of time very, very quickly, so I guess to wrap up, what would you like to say? This is for both of you. What would you like to say to people out there who are heading along to this amazing festival to check you guys out?
Stay safe, but more importantly, have fun.
Yeah, come on down, have a couple of beers, a bit of fun. Gus might get in the ring.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting in the ring. Getting in the ring with myself.
Well, guys, thank you so much for taking the time to chat to us today. I cannot wait to be able to check you guys out in Melbourne as part of this amazing festival. So thank you so much for coming on the show, and I'll see you at the Melbourne Day 1.
Hell yeah.
Thanks, mate.